Good evening, friends. Stephen Benoon here with Israeli News Live, and I just want to give you a quick um, overview of what's going on around the world. We are definitely heating up for, no doubt, a world war. And I am looking at hot spots, of course, all across the world right now. Starting with Ukraine, this young lady here, part of this bus bombing right here, very sad situation. As the Ukrainian government, following Biden's order over this Nord Stream Gas 2 pipeline that Russia and Turkey were going to put across the country, is really creating a tremendous havoc in eastern part of Ukraine, attacking their own citizens, killing their own people. This young lady right here was in this bus bombing, and one of her legs had to be amputated as a result. You can see just how bad this bombing was, shelling of this bus here, as the Ukrainian government just does not care about human life whatsoever. So everybody should thank Biden and send him a nice thank you card and tell him we really appreciate his efforts that he's doing to destabilize Ukraine yet once again. And of course, all the blame, of course, is being put on Russia. Media always right there to let you know that it's Russia's fault. The Daily Star, Russia-Ukraine days from war, as Vladimir Putin puts 100,000 troops on the border there. One of their little propaganda articles. We also have the New York Post. Russian troops positioned as tensions mount. Sure, near Ukraine border as tensions mount. Sure, they're going to be positioned there. The one thing that Russia has been very clear about, especially when it comes to Crimea, is that that's Russian territory. Eastern Ukraine, they've never claimed to be Russian territory, but they have promised to give unwavering support for Eastern Ukraine, the Donetsk, Luhansk regions there, because they are ethnic Russians that live in this part of the province. And they're just not going to allow the Ukrainian people to go in there and attack their own people and kill them without provocation. So very, very tense situation. Now, moving on into Lebanon, Lebanon is saying that Israel is using of its airspace to attack Syria, clear breach of international law. Those attacks have been continuing as Israel has been lobbying attacks on Damascus, Syria, and clearly in violation of biblical scripture, where God says that you've forgotten the God of your, Isaiah, I think it's chapter 17 or chapter 19, it kind of slips my mind right now. But they're not mindful of the rock, of their rock. So shows that both the United States and Israel would be involved in leveling Damascus, and that seems to be only evident as we watch Israel constantly lobbing attacks against Damascus, Syria. And then we have the situation down in Yemen. I reported that the other day, even before it made mainstream media, that the fighting in Yemen was really escalating there. Some of the pictures there, you can see some of that fighting there, and that the Houthi rebels are trying to take back the place of Marib. Marib is a province, northern part of Yemen, right there. The Saudis have had control of this, and the Saudis have also brought in reinforcements. ISIS fighters, Al-Qaeda fighters, as I was being told, was being done. And here's a French post on Twitter that also speaks about that. The pro-Iranian regime Hispan TV article says Saudi Arabia is transferring terrorists from Syria to Marib. Yemen, citing an Al Akbar News, the article says they are answering a call to help the Saudi coalition and its mercenaries who fight against the Yemeni forces in Marib. They're doing that. And what I find interesting is that the Houthi rebels must have the upper hand in this battle, because in this article right here, Yemen, fighting intensifies in Marib despite calls for a truce. Yeah, when the Saudis are having their behinds handed to them on a platter, they're ready for a truce. That's always the way it is when the bad guys out there are certainly losing. And I hate to call them bad guys, but let's just face it. They always like to say that Iran is the instigator there in the Middle East, but we see it's just the opposite. Unfortunately, the Nephilim-backed Israeli thugs that have been not all Israelis by no means, but what would we call it? The Rothschild clan is trying to destabilize the entire Middle East and bring about a new world order. They're the ones that are really behind all of this insanity of endless wars over in the Middle East there. I just really hate seeing all that happen like that. But anyway, Taliban, here we go to Afghanistan. Now we have another issue. The Taliban attack on a U.S. secret base raises fear of a pullout deadline. Violence. This was reported yesterday from Ben Farmer. And a series of attacks on American bases in Afghanistan, including a secret spy base, have raised fears that the Taliban will step up assaults on the U.S. forces ahead of May 1st deadline to pull out. Rockets twice struck a base used by the military personnel working for the CIA in eastern Afghanistan last month. CNN reported an apparent breach of the U.S. Taliban withdrawal deal signed last year. And Kandahar airfield, which is used by the U.S. and coalition troops supporting the Afghan forces, was then hit earlier this week. Then we can move into China. China over there off of Taiwan has new threats to Taiwan. The island's military won't stand a chance. That's what the Chinese are saying. The threat comes amid a series of provocative actions warning in recent days by the Chinese military, the People's Liberation Army, or the PLA, including a series of air and naval incursions into territory that Taiwan claims as its own. Beijing considers Taiwan a renegade province of mainland China, not a sovereign nation. The PLA exercises are not only warnings, but also show real capabilities of pragmatically practicing reunifying the island if it comes to that. An unnamed told that the Chinese state news service Global Times, in a fiery article it published Friday morning, it added that people of the Taiwan are dashing into a war that they cannot win. These are the type of things that are going on right now, friends, around the world. It is an alarming rate of these things that are taking place. We are going to be looking at some of these articles and things that have been shared with us from our friends regarding this, this big saga that's been going on for the last couple of years. Going to be doing that. I'll do that tomorrow with you. I didn't want to really do it on this particular broadcast. We could get this up on YouTube. Don't forget our website, IsraeliNewsLive.org. You can visit our website, watch our videos on our website directly, or catch them in multiple other places. Now, right now, because I've got limited internet, I'm loading here on YouTube because it's a little bit faster. Normally, I would load this on iConnect, but that's one reason why we're not putting both of these different videos there. Anyway, too, real quick, there is a sister that I know has contacted me before about the Mark of the Beast there. She's made a video to me. I will watch that. So if that can, the people that have sent that video to me, just let her know I will watch that sincerely. And I appreciate that. Certainly haven't been trying to ignore this. I know there is a lot of people that feel like that what's going on is the Mark of the Beast. And I have some differing opinions on that. But nonetheless, I do want to look at it with an open heart, open mind there. So God bless you all. Thank you. And blessings.